What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Joni Mitchell. And we're returning to Ladies of the Canyon, 1970. Are you coming up, Luca? I think she might be. But yes, we are returning to Ladies of the Canyon, the 1970 album by Joni Mitchell. Thank you, as always, to Nikola. And the next track is Big Yellow Taxi. It's a very visual reference. You immediately get a visual framework. But of course, I have learned, going through Joni's tunes, that even the most straightforward of titles is often embedded in a nuanced, whether emotionally or interpersonally or even, situationally, more complicated situation. So I would not be surprised if this is similar and that there's a narrative that exceeds or is only partially defined by the presence or usage of a big yellow taxi. So let's see what this is in practice, or at least what I can pick up on a first hearing. This is Joni Mitchell. The song is Big Yellow Taxi, and it's from her 1970 album Ladies of the Canyon, though once again this is the 2021 remaster.
With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, but leave me the birds and the bees. Please don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. They pay paradise, put up a parking lot. They pay paradise, put up a parking lot.
Now that is hilarious, especially that very human, almost outtake kind of moment at the end there. But okay, I've heard that somewhere before. That just the rhythm and the tone of that "don't know what you've got till it's gone." I've definitely heard that. So maybe it was like a tidbit. Maybe it wasn't the full song. Maybe it was just a little selection of it. Though I don't know where that would be, like in a film or a commercial, something like that. But definitely I've heard part of that, the part of the chorus at least. But it's funny, right? Like, we do eventually get reference to a big yellow taxi, and apparently it took her old man away. But most of the song seems to be in the vein of you don't know what you've got until it's gone, but also in the realm of the way that, commercialism or the human propensity to, we have to memorialize this. We have to, make this something to be celebrated and seen, and people pay to do so. But the idea of they cut down all the trees and then they put them in a tree museum, and they charge $1.50 for you to see them. Rhyming museum with see 'em is very funny. But so that is itself absurdist, right? You had trees, whether they're in an urban setting or a wooded rural area. but that you'd cut them down and then put them in a tree museum and like, oh, these used to be trees out in the world. It's like, well, then why did you take? We could have seen them for free in their natural environment, and instead you've made this spectacle of it. You've made this like commercial enterprise where you charge people to see them divorced of their actual context. And similarly, was the line like paving paradise and then putting in a parking lot, which you can tell she's not from the UK because she would say car park, right? But yes, ultimately that is itself an absurdity, an irony, like that paradise would have to be, what's the right word, like sort of rendered in this industrial fashion, and there's a car park because people are going to want to come see it, right? Like there's going to be tourism to see paradise, so we need a car park, we need a parking lot. So yeah, it seems like it's driving at the idea of the way humans more generally, maybe modern society, like 20th century society, is so keen to like commercialize everything and to make everything some sort of experience that can be monetized, perhaps. Nevertheless, I actually don't know how to integrate her old man being taken away by a big yellow taxi. Either way, it felt short. That's gonna be like maybe 2.5 minutes. Yeah, not even that. A little bit over 2 minutes. And that moment at the end where she's doing the paradise line, and she does it more or less straight away, and then she goes really high, and then comically down low, and then laughs at it herself. Now, maybe that was by design, maybe that's exactly the way she wrote the song, to have that flourish, that absurd flourish at the end, which, perhaps is another expression of, like, taking something to an extreme such that it becomes, like, ridiculous. But it felt real. It felt like she was having fun with her vocal delivery and then was amused when she went super low. And, they just kind of used that as a transition into the very end. Nevertheless, a cool little tune. And as I said, definitely one that I've heard at least in part. And I even wondered, like, the first time the Don't Know What You've Got Till It's Gone came around, I was like, oh, maybe I've heard a cover of this or something? Because, again, the rhythm and the tone of that line, it instantly struck a chord, rang a bell. But then the more it went on, it was like, this is exactly the sound of the line as I'm recalling it vaguely in my head. So, as I said, I must have heard that at some point, even if only in part. So, another cool one from Joni. Thank you again to Nikola as well as Mark and all the others who were commenting. I saw that. They saw it too. It's on camera. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.